We welcome you all to the National Commission for Women-sponsored seminar on connecting with women in the unorganized sector, identifying problems, difficulties and potential solutions. Before beginning with the seminar, we would like to express our gratitude to National Commission for Women for sponsoring the seminar and enabling us to organize this event. Today we have with us our distinguished guests, Dr. Devkumar Mukherjee, former Vice Chancellor of Kuch Bihar Panchanan Burma University and presently Principal of Inaugural College, Dr. Naseem Akhtar from the Department of Geography of Presidency University, Dr. Shatarupa Ghosh from Department of Law, Kuch Bihar Panchanan Burma University, Omlan Dotto sir from the Department of Economics from Alipurduar University, and our very own Principal Sir, Dr. Amitabh Roy. Let us now formally begin with our event with the felicitation of our guests. Two of our students, Borsha Roy and Debulina De, they will facilitate Dr. Devkumar Mukherjee. Borsha, Debulina. Now we will felicitate Dr. Shatarupa Ghosh. Now I request Borsha and Debulina to felicitate Omlan sir. Borsha and Debulina, please felicitate our principal, sir. I now request our distinguished guests to please light the lamp. Divided into 3 sessions, beginning with the inaugural session, followed by technical session 1 and technical session 2. To formally start the sessions, I now request Dr. Abhishek Das to take over the mic from me and begin with the seminar.
It is a pleasure to welcome you all to today's seminar on a topic that is both important and urgent: women in the unorganized sector. We are gathered here to shed light on the significant contributions of women in the sector, a segment of the workforce that often gets unnoticed, yet forms the backbone of many industries. From agriculture to domestic work, from street vending to home-based craft production, women in the unorganized sector play an indispensable role in driving economic activity, often under precarious conditions, without the protections and benefits that formal employment offers. Our seminar today is not just an opportunity to explore the challenges these women face, such as lack of job security, inadequate wages, limited access to social security, and gender-based discrimination, but also to celebrate the resilience, the hard work, and the ingenuity. This platform aims to create a deeper understanding of the barriers they encounter, as well as discuss policies and practices that can empower and uplift them. We are honored to have with us today a distinguished panel of experts, activists, and thought leaders who will share their insights on the importance of supporting women in this sector, as well as strategies to improve their working conditions and enhance their well-being. So what we are actually attempting here is to find a synthesis between theory and practices. Let us approach this conversation with open minds and a shared commitment to driving positive change. It is only through collective action and awareness that we can create a future where every woman, no matter where she works, can thrive with dignity and respect. Thank you all for being here, and now I invite our Principal Sir, Dr. Alipurduar, to deliver the welcome note. Sir.
Good morning everyone present here. On behalf of Alipurduar Mahila Mahavidyalaya, I heartily welcome our distinguished guests on the dais, Dr. Devkumar Mukherjee, former Vice Chancellor, Kuch Bihar Panchanan Verma University, Dr. Nasim Akhtar from Presidency University, today's keynote speaker, Dr. Shatarupa Ghosh from Kuch Bihar Panchanan Verma University, Department of Law, and Amlan Datto from Alipurduar University, Department of Economics. We are grateful to National Commission for Women for giving us the opportunity to hold this seminar. In the history of North Bengal, this is the first time any government-aided college is going to organize a seminar with the financial help from National Commission for Women. So we are very much grateful to them, and this seminar is not only an opportunity to discuss the issues related to the unorganized sector, the workforce who are otherwise neglected, but it will also arrive to some kind of potential solutions. At least we will try to find out the potential solutions by which the policy making process in both local and in national level can be incorporated. The suggestions that we will give from here today's session, those can be incorporated in both local level, state level, and in the national level. So with that aim in mind, we have also invited several NGO representatives, some of whom have already joined and some will join in the later sessions, with whom we also we will engage ourselves in an interaction session, from which we will try to find out the difficulties that this unorganized sector women workforce they face, and we will try to resolve on some issues that will make us more enriched. So let us hope for a very good session today. I again welcome all those who have come here, and I hope that this session will enable to throw some kind of enlightenment in this issue. Thank you all.
Now I welcome Dr. Devkumar Mukherjee, formerly Vice Chancellor of Panchanan Verma University and presently working as a principal at Minority College, to set the tone for the seminar. So please.
Very good morning. At the very outset, I express my sincere thanks to Dr. Alipurduar, Honorable Principal of this college, for inviting me here. It's a very beautiful opportunity to be here, and on the dais, Dr. Akhtar from the Presidency University, from my old university, Kuch Bihar Panchanan Verma University, Shatarupa is here, and from Alipurduar University here, Amlan. On behalf of me, I express my sincere thanks to all of you for coming over here in Alipurduar, my hometown. Today virtually is a very beautiful topic that has been chosen by Alipurduar Mahila Mahavidyalaya. for this seminar, and already our Honorable Principal has mentioned that this is the first time in the history of North Bengal that National Women Commission has sponsored this seminar on this very beautiful and important topic to discuss. And I think that there are ample opportunities for the young scholars for further research on this topic. I have chosen one subject, and this is a very important subject, and for my deliberation also, ample opportunity will be there for the young researchers to do some further works on this subject. I have chosen Jalpaiguri district as my field of work. Initially, I'll just pass on to the definition of power of the unorganized sector. That is a sector that is not formed by the government and lacks clear and consistent working condition is referred to as unorganized sector, that is which is not at all organized. And all those persons who are not getting benefits from the government, who are not covered by the acts and regulations of the government. The formal sector in non-agricultural sector, actually I have given some statistics, we have seen that. In agricultural, the agricultural sector in the country's largest unorganized, the agricultural sector is the largest unorganized sector. 118 million women workers are engaged, constituting 97% of the total women workers in India. And the informal sector in the non-agricultural sector alone engaged 27 million women workers in India. That is, in terms of employment share, the unorganized sector employs 83% of the workforce. There are 92.4% informal workers is there. There are some general problems of this sector. This is very much general. That is, women in the unorganized sector confront multiple difficulties. If you visit your town, if you visit adjacent villages, you will experience all these things what I am telling here. If you visit nearest village of Alipurduar, you will see the same picture what I am telling here. Women in the unorganized sector confront multiple difficulties. Inequitable employment, their unfair salary structure, inadequate maternity benefit. Actually, it is not inadequate, complete absence of maternity benefit, I should say. And increased susceptibility of the sexual harassment that we experience everywhere. Women workers in the unorganized sector are more vulnerable to the unstable working conditions. All these things are very much common. Wherever you go, you will experience the same thing.
Thank you, Dr. Mukherjee, for sharing your study findings with all of us and a very comprehensive take on the problems being faced by women from the unorganized sector. Now I request Dr. Nasim Akhtar from Presidency University to deliver the keynote for our seminar.
Honorable former Vice Chancellor, Coach Bihar Panchanabhava University, Professor Dev Kumar Mukherjee sir, Dr. Amita Roy sir, the principal of this college, Dr. Shadrupa Gaur and Amla Gupta sir, and my dear students and colleagues. I am here to give the keynote speech on a very fruitful topic that is called women in unorganized sector. Before going to the lecture, I would say women are the most deprived, discriminated in the society, and it was started at the time of birth. Because in our society we think that the boy child is the only the main earner of the family. Because in many places I have seen that this deprivation, discriminations, that is called gender discrimination. So in this topic, that is female work participation in Indian Sundarban. Change. So, what is called occupation? Occupation means an individual refers to his trade, profession or type of works. It involves the various tasks, duties and responsibilities an individual performs within a specific job or career field. That may be formal or informal. We can say it organized or unorganized. Occupation in structure refers to the distribution of workforce. These workforce may be male workforce or female workforce across the different occupations or job within the economy. In economy we have primary sector, secondary sector, tertiary sector, quaternary sector and quinary sectors. So there are different types of economy in our society, and we have male workers as well as female workers.
And welcome you all back here. So we are poised for the two invited lectures. The first one will be delivered by Dr. Amran Datta, Associate Professor, Alipurduar. Mr. Amran Datta, Associate Professor, Alipurduar University, and we look forward to a very fruitful session. So, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Amran Datta from Alipurduar University. Distinguished guest presenter, Nasim sir, Shatruba madam, and special thanks to Amit Datta for organizing such beautiful seminar here. My topic is factor analysis of women participation in unorganized sector in India and econometric overview. That is the main factors on which the women participation in unorganized sector depends on. The methodology followed is econometric model, and two important models or basic models are followed. One is regression analysis and another is classical ordinary least square method. And in this method, just coefficient are important, and from this coefficient, the sign of coefficient indicates the positive or negative correlation among different factors, variable, dependent and independent variable. Now the definition of unorganized sector. The unorganized sector are those sectors in single sentence. Those are outside the periphery of organized sector. But Gajendra Gatkar, the first Chairman of Indian Labour Commission, has defined unorganized sector as a part of the workforce who have not been able to organize in pursuit of common objective because of the constraint such as casual nature of employment, ignorance and illiteracy, small size of establishment and scattered nature of establishment and superior strength of the employer. That is, in unorganized sector, laborers are not getting the social security benefit, economic benefit, job security and even the social securities. These are the main problem of unorganized sector. Even they do not have the right to organize the trade union and other movements. So they are migratory in nature, scattered in nature, and there is no any kind of social and economic security to the labor force. the main areas of domination of Indian unorganized sector, especially for the women, are cultivators, contractual laborers including construction works, laborer employed in small-scale industry, handloom, powerloom workers, bidi and cigarette workers, employees in the shops and commercial establishments, sweepers and scavengers, worker in tanneries and other unprotected laborers. This is very important, the unprotected. They are outside the protection of the any social and governmental benefits, social security benefit, after retirement benefit, death benefit, accidental benefit, and they are not being economically and socially protected by any government laws. Now, this is the data. The data are mainly collected from different census conducted by the government of India after independence from 1951. In asset, they have to possess only 1% of total asset after spending. So from this inequality, it is very clear that what is the condition of women. They contributed 50% of total population, and in accumulated asset, they have possessed only 1%. The second thing is that their work is not being recognized, they are disguised, and they are termed as very inefficient, irregular, underperformed, and they are not getting the salary and remuneration as men counterpart. There is several constitutional measures in our DPSP part and fundamental right part that there will be the equal pay for the equal wages for men and women, but in unorganized sector it is never been practiced. But different governmental programs as organized and announced by the government, and these are running, but there is also gender discrimination. The flagship program of the central government is MGNREGA. This is very a comprehensive program to cover the all women and men in unorganized sector. But the main problem of this program is that the average working day, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee, the average working day is almost 40 to 42 days. So this is very low as compared to the targeted 100 days. This is one thing. The second thing is that the government tried to provide the employment especially for the self-employment program. And in this program, the Mudra loan is very important to encourage the small-scale industry, MSME, especially for the women, and through formation of different self-help group. And government always directed the banking sector to provide the loans at a very low rate of interest, and not connected the rate of interest with MCLR. But in Mudra loan, the rate of interest is comparatively very high. It is ranging between 8 to 10%. And under such economic cost of loan, it is not possible to women, especially for the women, to organize the industries and getting profit and repay the loan. This is another problem. So in this direction, government should be very careful. Not only government, there is the role of the NGOs, and state government and central government should cooperate with each other for the provision of unemployment and to provide especially to the employment generation, especially the self-employment generation, to the unorganized sector of the women.
That you have presented before us. I'm pretty sure the data might not be palatable for many of us here, but the innate intention is very clear. Thank you, sir. So I call upon next Dr. Shataraba Ghosh from the Department of Law, Pancharandarma University. Ma'am, please.
Good afternoon, Dr. Akhtar. Good afternoon, Omlan sir. And I want to convey my heartfelt gratitude to the principal sir and also Ritika ma'am for their effort and for inviting me today. Okay, so now I am going to start my presentation. My presentation today will be on unorganized women workforce in India and understanding legal rights and challenges. Women. So I don't know whether I should address the class women as they or we. So after having some thinking over that, I consider also myself, even if I am in one of the most prestigious job in our society, but even after that, when I consider myself and whatever I am doing, so even I also belong to a vulnerable group. Women holds a unique position in our society. Women is capable of doing and is doing more work in every day than our male counterpart. But even after that, we belongs to disadvantageous group because of the social barriers and impediments we have to face every day. Before coming to attend this session, in the morning I have to prepare my 5-year-old and I have to drop him for the school. Then only I can come here. Because society imposed that this is a job of a mother. You can do anything, but you have to manage these things. Okay, so that's why I am considering myself in the group of women, that is we, even if I am not belong to the unorganized sector. But the difference is not a big, believe me. Okay, so starting with gender discrimination. So women are being still exploited. There is a huge lack of cooperation between men and women in household works, in family members, and in workplace also. There is a prevalent mindset about the capability of women, that women can only do non-technical work and manual work. Childbearing, rearing and managing all the household work still is being considered as a non-profitable, non-economic and work of lower strata. সারাদিন কি করো? বসে বসে বাড়িতে তো মোবাইল দেখো। So this is the status of women. Okay, and there is also low awareness about women's rights. Even women, they are not aware about their capacity. Even we consider ourselves, we set the mindset that to manage household work and rearing and bearing of children is our work. And the other family members cannot do it. We cannot have faith on them also. Because we consider us as superwomen. And that advantage has been taken by the male counterpart. Okay. Next one is lack of facilities for newborns and mothers. The number of cases is decreasing day by day. And specifically during the COVID period, there is a specific decrease, alarming decrease in the number of cases in various job places. That is why the data says that the women who join in a workplace for any type of work, they forced to leave their job. I am a teacher of law, so I have many students, many women students who join as an advocate after having their LLB degrees, but most of them forced to leave their practice after getting married or after having a children. So I always suggest my lady students to not to join the practice because they can't survive. Our setup of our society don't allow us to do that. Okay, so and also the major thing is discrimination in wages. So this is gender discrimination, but still we have to be in the race. We have to perform after managing all the household. Okay, so to be a woman is not easy. It is hard to be a woman. We have to think like a man, that how to manage all the things, act like a lady, and we have to also look after about our appearance. That's why in everywhere we go, in reception, always you can find a lady. For any felicitation program. Why? Because we are being showcased as we are something to show. We are not eligible for any manual or technical work which needs some intellect. So, and of course work like a horse. We have to do everything, you have to manage everything. So the problems with women workers are dual and double than the women who are only managing the households, because they have to manage dual responsibilities. While they are not being excused anywhere, not in house and not also in the employment. There is lack of economic independence. I have heard, like my elder sister, who is an assistant professor in an engineering college, she still don't know about how to file a return and about her income tax. She is very relaxed that all these things has been looked after by my husband. Why? Because she is overburdened. And she is very relaxed that all these things can be arranged by my husband. Why? Why your finances is not being looked up by you? Why the investment? Why don't you want to have the ideas about your investment, how to manage your money? Why? You should know everything. Okay, so it is not only about the society, but it is also about us. We are not about we don't know about our economic independence. And while managing all these things, all of us, we can say that at a certain period of time, for managing all these responsibilities, we skip our meals. Many of time we skip our meals, and as Sir has rightly pointed out, Maira sabshomoy oi লেজা না হলে মাথা খায়. So there is as a consequence, women who are suffering, they are suffering from lack of vitamins and various health issues they are suffering from. And also, this is a huge problem to manage for a working woman, that there is because of the lack of cooperation by the family members. Okay, so like this is, they are doing whatever, when a male member is working anywhere, this is his success. And a female member, when he is working anywhere, that is your choice. And for that, that is your wish that you want to fulfill. So for that, you have to manage all the works you have been allotted for. Okay, so these are the problems faced by the working women. Now we have already talked about a vulnerable group or section of the society. Now we will discuss about a vulnerable employment of the society. Economic and employment vulnerability. For those who are working in unorganized sector. What is unorganized sector? Unorganized sector, these are some of the characteristics of unorganized sector. This is an informal economy, and where the institution has no specific legal registration. That's why they are not bound to follow all the rules and regulations framed under various labor laws, labor legislations by the government. These are mostly small and scattered works. There is an absence of trade union who can raise voice for their rights. As in organized sector, there are existence of trade unions. But in unorganized sector, there is mostly in places there is no such registered unions. The wages, rate of wages are also very low in comparison with the organized sector. They are not entitled to benefits like holidays, pensions, gratuity, child labor, as they are not been registered and there is no registration how many workers are there, what are their names, what are their details. So this type of sectors encourage and appoint the child labor, which is very harmful for our society also. And their working hour is very irregular. There is lack of legal protection and also they are suffering from job insecurity. Anytime they can be hired and anytime they can be fired also. Okay, so these are some characteristics of unorganized sector. And even after all these difficulties, we can see the data that most of the women among the working force of unorganized sector, the number of women are much more than the number of men. Most of the women are working in the unorganized workforce. These are some major categories where most of the women we can find to work. Most of the women working in as construction laborers. Many of them works in garment workers, like in any factory where garments are, any assistant as a tailor, then domestic worker and vendors who are selling small things in market. They work as sales girl in any shop or door-to-door sales, and they also been engaged in packaging. And in addition to these sectors, there are other sectors also, like some works in beauty parlors and other sectors where they don't have any job security. Okay. The condition of women in organized sector. Among the total workforce who are employed, 94% are being engaged in unorganized sector. Among the women, they are still exploited every day by their employers. They get no legal protection for their rights, no maternity leave. When they are getting pregnant and they have to deliver child, look after child, manage household, for any problem, they have to get leave without pay. Okay, they are not getting, they don't have any right to get leave with pay. Most of the women who works in unorganized sector, they belongs to the poor section of the society, and specifically for that they are in desperate need of money to meet the expenses of their household. They has to earn money anyhow. Okay, and sometimes they are the sole breadwinners of their family. If they cannot work, they cannot provide meal to their family and they cannot fulfill all the needs of their families. They has to balance their household duties with their work. Sometimes I have been gone through for the preparing of this presentation some of the interviews of the women who are working in various places of Delhi. They are working in unorganized sector. Like একটা অনেক জায়গায় যারা ওই বিক্রি করে ভাঙাচোরা সেগুলো যেখানে কালেক্ট হয়, they has to collect the useful things from that, and for that they has to attain a full day job. And one of the women has 2 kids. One is of 10 years old, another is one